Hey guys, Foxdrop here. Welcome back to our Spectate series. Today we've got a really interesting one lined up for you. Today we are spectating a Quinn Master Tier in Korea, Quinn Jungle main. Yes, these 30 changes have made not just laners and Kha'Zix and Graves OP, but apparently Quinn Jungle is now also really strong again. You'll probably notice as well, I've got my green screen up as well, so it's a little bit fancy here. The lighting isn't quite ideal, I'm looking to fix that, but still. So yeah, let's get into it and let's take a look at this Quinn Jungle. Now, with all these videos, guys, our purpose of this video is to take a look and see what these people who are one tricks, what they do, and to kind of learn from them. You know, see what they play like and try and take the way they play, so that if we want to play them, we can go ahead and do that. So after watching this video, you guys should be really awesome Quinn Jungle mains. Now, before we get into it, I just want to say this is another replay that's bugged a little bit. So we're joining the game here at level 3 here for Quinn. What Quinn did was she did her red buff, then went over to her Gromp. Then Kha'Zix actually invaded her, tried to kill her, she killed Kha'Zix, and then took her blue buff afterwards. And now she's come to the mid lane for a gank here. That's what's happened here, boys and girls. That's all that's happened. So I don't want to... How to get rid of... There we go. So that's what's happened. We are 3 minutes into the game. I apologize that you didn't get to see the beginning of the game, but I can't help that. That's just how the replays work. So, let's put the sound effects back on. I had to get rid of that because Corky's gun is going crazy here. I didn't want to drive you crazy as well. So here we go. She's come around the mid lane here for a cheeky little gank. She just killed Kha'Zix as well. Here she goes. That's it. There you go. Excelente. So first things first, guys, for your Quinn Jungle. Okay, Corky died somehow. That's good shit. This guy's name, by the way, the Jin, is called Skara. It's not Skara. This is Korea. This is not NA or anything like that. That's not actually Skara, but this guy's name is Skara. But it's not actually him. Anyway, so for your runes and masteries, guys, first things first. 12-18-0 with Thunderlord's Decree. Getting Greenfather's Gift. That's like the only weird point that he's got. And for your runes, this guy takes attack speed reds. This is it. Attack speed reds, attack damage quints, armor yellows, and random blues. Now I find this really weird because if you go attack damage reds, attack speed quints, you get, instead of having, if you take attack damage reds and attack speed quints, you get 8.5 AD and 13.5 attack speed. If you take attack speed reds and attack damage quints, you get 15.3 attack speed and 6.7 AD. So essentially you get 2 extra AD or 2 extra attack speed if you go attack speed reds and attack damage quints, and 2 extra AD if you go AD reds and attack speed quints. And considering AD is worth more than attack speed, you'd think you'd go AD reds and attack speed quints, but not this guy. This guy goes the other way around. So you can go AD reds, armor yellows, magic resist blues, attack speed, or you can do the switch the attack speed and attack damage around, whatever you want to do. Skill order, by the way, guys, QEW as well. Starting items 2. He goes for the machete and the hunter's potion. So it looks as though, well, a little bit surprisingly, I guess, he plays quite aggressively in the early game. Like you saw, he already ganked mid lane once. He did repel invade from Kha'Zix as well, and even here, it looks like he's focusing around the lanes where he thinks he can do a lot of stuff. Singed is a lane that's actually quite easy to gank for, and if you're going to gank an Olaf, you have to do it before level 6, because after level 6, he gets his ultimate really hard to do. But to be honest, this guy doesn't seem to be doing anything with any like specific purpose here. He's mostly just like knocking about, seeing what he can do, and if he's in the area and something happens, he goes for it. Important thing to note here as well, he does 2 auto attacks, and then when the minion gets close enough to him that it can start hurting him, he'll blind it with his Q, and then once he's got the Harrier proc off, he'll then use his E, the Volt, and then get another Harrier proc off. So we'll probably see it again here, attacks, and then when it's close, there's the blind, gets the Harrier, passive proc, and then does the Volt to get another one. So that's how you should be clearing on Quinn, so you take less damage. But again, looks like she's looking for something in the top lane. This guy does have level 6 though, so this one will be a little bit harder. So we'll see what she tries to do here. Nothing going, just puts a ward down. Excellent. I should probably keep this up for now, shouldn't I? Let's see what he goes on to now. Just going to keep clearing his bot side jungle has respawned here, so he probably wants to take it just in case, you know, Kha'Zix comes in or something like that. Level 6 off this, immediately hits level 6 and looks bot side. Let's take a look what he's looking at. Could do something cheeky here, but, you know, I mean, he knows this isn't warded, but he does have the advantage of move speed here with his with Quinn, or Valor, I should say. There he goes. Nice. There's the flash. Eats the hook. Gets exhausted and drops red buff. to the enemy AD carry. Beautiful stuff. If you haven't got one already, boys and girls, I highly suggest you get a cup of tea. Because we all need cups of tea if we're going to be doing this shit. Looks like Quinn might need something a bit different than a cup of tea. Maybe a stiff of bourbon or something like that. Maybe he needs a whiskey on the rocks. Anyway, topside jungle's up again. Let's go ahead and take that. Pretty standard stuff. Very formulaic when you're playing jungle. Nothing sexy going on. I would have liked him to take that scrying orb there, but whatever. He's not going to do it. Instead, is he going to look for the cheeky invade on the enemy red buff? Nope, just warding and going for the Scuttle Crab. It is worth noting that this guy is playing against a Kha'Zix this game. If Quinn does have tricky matchups, I would imagine Kha'Zix would be one of them. But still, here he goes for the top lane gank. Oh, the counter gank. Focus the Kha'Zix, boys. Focus the Kha'Zix. Nice. Kha'Zix already flashes away. Still got his abilities up for the Olaf. Close. But 100% calculated. Good shit. Now, that Kha'Zix bailed immediately there. I don't know whether he had to be so afraid, but still, that's good. Just chilling in the bush, getting the counter gank off. And a very, very juicy looking Jhin in the mid lane. He fancies it. I know he fancies it. But he walks on a trap. And it breaks the Valor. Is she donezo? No, because Corki threatens to kill. Good old Corki. I'm joking around a little bit here, but I'm not sure what's going on here. She wants it. I don't know, man. Yes, do it. Do it. Yes. All you got to do is dismount and you got to... Ah, come on, man. You're a pussy, bruv. Pussy. Whatever. Let's keep going. More jungle farming. Excellent. Recalling here. Warrior enchant plus longsword, boots, and a dagger. Losing dragon. That's not good. That's an infernal dragon as well. Here we go. Another gank in the top lane. Really, really likes his Olaf. I figure, you know, a pre-6 Olaf, or, you know, after level 6 Olaf is kind of hard to gank. But nope. Olaf, really easy for this guy. Gonna go for the first blood tower as well. This would be pretty good to take. Speed this up here. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. First blood tower. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Good shit. Walked over a ward there. Could have got that, but whatever. Here we go. Coming in for the Kha'Zix here. Let's see what happens. Nice. Slowed down by the minions. And it's not. That's unfortunate. The minions there didn't really like Quinn that much, did they? Didn't like that at all. Right. So let's talk a bit about this guy's item build from what I've seen when I've looked him up and stuff. So this guy always goes Red Smite and Warrior Enchant. Always goes, well, 90% of the time goes Berserker Greaves. And then after that, he will get Edge of Night. Most of the time, he gets Edge of Night. Sometimes he goes View Moves, but most of the time it's Edge of Night. Then outside of that, he doesn't stack Lethality or anything. He'll get a variety of items. Dustblade, Sterax, Last Whisper, like both Lord Dominic's and the Mortal Reminder. Rapid Fire Cannon he's got. He's bought things like Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge. Really, you know, a very varied build, honestly. But usually he will almost, well, he always gets the Lethality item second. Sometimes he moves, but mostly Edge of Night. Sometimes he'll get a Hex Drinker as well, because if he's against like heavy AP, he'll just get a Hex Drinker early, but most of the time he doesn't do that. But still, I think the interesting thing to note about this game is this guy is mostly focusing on farming, and then if plays happen, he goes for them. This guy is very good at Quinn, mind you, so it may be looking like he's playing very passively, but this guy has like a 65% win rate on Quinn, which is honestly pretty high for a master tier player. But either way, here he goes. Again, this is another play that he's not initiating himself, really. I don't think this Quinn has made a play this game where he's been the one that's made the proactive play. Like, he's not made the proactive move. He's just very good at reading the plays that are going down and then kind of mopping up or either joining a fight or something like that. You could argue that the ganks top lane are more proactive because they're just ganks, but do you know what I mean? Like, he's not really forcing things necessarily. And I think when he can run around on this, on Valor as fast as he can, he's very good at reacting to plays very efficiently and very fast. So he can get in on plays, and he can, you know, like if he sees a play happen, he gets to it very, very quickly. We'll speed this up a little bit here because he's going to be farming this topside jungle while this is up. He's probably not going to take that blue because his Corki will most likely AFK if he doesn't get it. But again, here we go. So not a proactive play here. Again, he's reacting to a play that's happening topside. I don't think he's going to get out of this one. But, you know, it's the thought that counts. Still worth it. A nice 2 for 1 here. I think, honestly, The type of champion that Quinn is, he seems to be, I would argue he's okay with, well, I can't read his mind, but I know at least from my perspective, when I play champions that either snowball pretty hard or want a lot of damage or like kind of assassin-y champions, I'm okay with trading kills because even if the enemy team gets fed, I get fed as well, and I want to get fed, else I'm going to be useless, so I think he's okay trading kills. And honestly, again, another example of not a proactive play, a reactive play. So I think this is the biggest thing to take away from this game, guys, is that he's not forcing plays. In this early game, in the lane phase, he's not the one sitting around like proper chunking, going for the... Oh my goodness, look at that damage. Alright, just absolutely destroys the Kazakhs. Okay. So he's not forcing the ganks. However, if the enemies jump in on him, he's pretty solid. He can certainly make that happen. So you saw there. Let's just rewind here so you guys can see the combo that he did to take on this Kazakhs. Because just in case, you know, you're really new to Quinn or something, and oops, shit, sorry about that. And you genuinely don't know what the most efficient ability combo is for Quinn. So first things first, we'll pause as Kazakhs jumps in. So this immediately puts Quinn into a melee situation. So here we go. He jumps in. First vault, get the passive attack. Then throw out your blind, get the passive attack on that, and then just continue to kite. So vault away out of melee range first, pop your passive, then pop your Q, and then just beat the shit out of him, basically. Pretty simple stuff, honestly, but it's similar to how he's been clearing the jungle. Like, again, he'll probably do it here, but this time it's the other way around. He doesn't lead with vault, he leads with Q because he's from ranged. But throws his Q down, gets the passive from that, and then... I guess he wants to save his escape here because just in case, but still. And then he will vault away when the thing comes into melee range. And then, you know, just he weaves in his passive quite smart, honestly. So little things you got to do really to have the best efficient clears. But still, the dragon is about to respawn here, and it is another infernal dragon. The first one was an infernal. They didn't quite get that. Lead straight in, like pretty simple combo. Exactly same combo that he did against the Kazakhs. He leads with the vault with his E. That gets his passive off. He procs the passive with an auto attack. Flies ahead with his whatever the Q is called. Blinding Assault, apparently. And then, is that what happens when you gouge the eyes out of Assault? Blinding Assault? Yeah, that's terrible. Whatever. And then he basically he weaves in auto attacks with his passive, so he's always getting that passive use out. Really good stuff. All right, nice. Getting focused onto the dragon. You saw how he was around the dragon area while this dragon was up, because that was definitely the objective you wanted to take. So if dragon's around, guys, make plays around the bot side, around the dragon, because you know you want to secure that dragon. So it's really important that you do that. Anyway. I'm not quite sure what, like, I don't really view Quinn as much of a sieging champion, so he's probably not going to be doing too much here, so let's go ahead and speed this up. Most likely he doesn't want to do too much, but a fight's probably going to be breaking out, so he's going to be leaving this soon and joining his team. Here we go. Let's see what he does here. Or maybe the fight isn't going to happen after all. He's around just in case. He really wants this scuttle crab, doesn't he? He's even using his cooldowns on it. Whatever. Nice. He is setting up for an Edge of Night. It looks like this game with his item build. Pickaxe and Serrated Dirk both build into Edge of Night. What's he looking at here? Is he going... Oh, this is the dive with the package. He's a bit late to the party, but maybe he can do this still. Walks on a Jin trap. That's unfortunate. Disgusting misfortune ultimate. Disgusting champion. Disgusting ulti. Here we go again. It's the Kazakhs versus Quinn 1v1. You've lost this one already once before, Kazakhs. What you gonna do? There's the flash. Keeps kiting. Keeps going for it. Can she finish it off with a Q? 1 second on the Q. Oh, she can use the blast cone to... Nah. Don't do that, mate. That's risky as shit. No? Well, unfortunately, not having vision on her side that time for the Kazakhs. But still, Kazakhs jumps in on her and she just says, nope, see ya, mate. And then actually becomes the aggressor in that play. So pretty good stuff. Really interesting. The 1v1s definitely heavily favour Quinn here. And what's really interesting, I think, especially here, is that being able to beat... Oh, she's going for it. Oh, shit. Jumps in on the Varus. Nice. Well, okay. She gets him. Kind of halts the push a little bit there, you could argue. But it's probably just like... That's probably just a solo queue play, you know. Just like, oh, shit, I think I can get a kill here. Let's do it. And, you know, whoops, I fed. Whatever. But, yeah, I think what's really interesting here is the meta right now. With Kazakhs and... Graves are being seen a lot, specifically Kazakhs and Graves. And I think Quinn will destroy both of those. I mean, we're seeing it. She's much stronger than Kha'Zix, honestly, in the 1v1. And I think that she wouldn't struggle versus Graves either, because she can just blind Graves, you know. She forces him into... She can force him out of, like, close combat, which is what Graves wants to be. Same for Kha'Zix. And then she blinds Graves, so he can't hit any of his auto attacks. It's pretty nice. Anyway, nice cheeky red buff still there. Really starting to apply a bit more pressure, I think, at this point. She's applying a lot more pressure here because, well, she can. I think at this stage of the game, she's got her two items here, including an Edge of Night, which is, you know, a pretty big item to get. She's really seeing how, you know, really applying pressure here. But her team is making stuff happen, and she's not with her team. So keep your eye on the minimap, boys. Here she comes. She comes in. Team fight's happening. She's going for it. She's a bit slow getting here, but she's popped her Edge of Night, which means she's thinking about something. No, nothing here again. No, it doesn't fancy it. Alright, just keep skipping here. Gonna go for the blue buff still. Takes these things really bloody fast. No worries here. Right from under the enemy team's nose. Let's follow her around. She keeps farming though. That's something which I have noticed as well. This girl farms a hell of a lot. So she's not gonna fall behind, that's for sure, if she keeps playing like this at least. It's a pretty high efficiency way of playing, I would argue. Always focusing on the farm. Nice sidestep. That was a scripted sidestep right there. Nice prediction. Once you've used your E on Quinn, you don't actually have any like gap closer way to keep yourself safe. Any evade mechanics, so you've got to have good mechanics just from sidestepping things, and that was a really good sidestep. Minimap stuff's happening again. She's keeping an eye on it. Here she goes. Ooh, that was a good jump. I think that gave him the reset as well, so he's out of there. Do it. The Varus. Oh, the spicy double kill with the Q. There it is. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Oh, she's dead. That was nice, though. I like that. I like that a lot. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Another dragon play coming up here as well. Immediately just runs straight to the dragon. Takes it away. There we go. What's she looking at here, then? Just going to keep farming, doing the bot side jungle. These things have respawned. Baron is being pinged out from her team. Now, you can see that with Sin's positioning in the way that he is, Sin's positioning in the bot side here. This means that by applying a pressure in the bot lane, it means that going for the objectives in the top side of the map become much more realistic. Because if people want to stop Singe, they have to move down the bot side, and that means it opens up the top side of the map for you to do stuff. So, smart move by Singe to decide to split push here. And especially with TP, he can join a fight. It's not actually up right now, but still. So, smart move here by the Singed. And this should be around the time where Quinn's team will be looking to go for the Baron play. Now, getting picks on Kha'Zix helps as well, but sadly, that is the downside of sending Singed to bot to make plays, is that they don't actually have a tank for the Baron anymore. So, a bit hard to force it. They do it pretty fast, but they don't have anyone tanky enough to go for it. But still, she's playing around the pressure right here. Singed drawing a lot of attention to himself. So, just in case he gets himself in trouble, there's nothing else for her to do. She doesn't want to recall just yet, apparently, so she could be recalling here if she wanted to, but, you know, if Singe is going to be applying pressure, why not just go top, just in case something happens, you know? And then if Singe gets caught or something like that, she's at least there to see maybe if she can help him or not. So, pretty nice decision there. That's good just in general in solo queue. If you look at a lane, you think, oh, okay, that lane's probably going to be getting a bit of attention. That lane might get ganked, something like that. Just hang around the lane, just see if something happens. And if it does happen, then you're there to protect it. If something doesn't happen, then whatever, you know, it's all good. Alright, so she goes back to the top side to try and make potential play on the Baron. She's sneaking in here. She's done this before. She'll lead with the Volt. Hell, Edge of Night. Oh, she leads with the Q, actually. Oh, she didn't just do it. Yes. There it is. Okay. That's cheeky. Wait, let me just rewind this and see if that wasn't intentional. We'll do that in real time. We'll watch this in real time and see whether or not that was intentional. I'm a bit surprised Kha'Zix isn't... Well, okay, yeah. So here we go. Did she do that on purpose here? I think you could argue that that was actually intentional. She seemed to time that with the jump at least. That was quite nice. I think maybe if she... Although I think if you use it earlier and she hits Kha'Zix while he's jumping, I think that would actually knock off Kha'Zix's jump. She's playing a little bit cheeky here. She's looking for the Varus. I don't think Varus will come out this far. No? Oh well. But either way, you know, using your jump around that time... only good things will happen. either you interrupt Kha'Zix's jump, either you follow his jump, or you make him hold his jump because he feels like he can't use it, and then he just takes a shit ton of damage. So here we go. Immediately, as soon as he gets put in melee, uses the Volt to disengage and dish out her DPS. But that's good shit. There goes the Kha'Zix. So Quinn's team here will be looking to either go for the dive, go for the tower play, or rotate back to Baron. Looks like they're going for the dive here. Misfortune ulti, amazing, but got hooked. Unfortunate on that one. But still, here goes the tower. Here comes the re-engage. Jumping on the Varus, he flashes away. Jumping on the Thresh, no flash for him. Scara, mate, you're not long for this world, but you got your flash, so I guess you are. There we go. Good shit. There's the inhibitor as well. Got to get out of this one. No tank here anymore, so these people are pretty donezo. Pop the ghost. I don't know if she's going to get out of this one. Nice. She is. She's disgusting. Oops, I just realized I haven't taken a look at his items yet. Okay. She went for Infinity Edge third and is now going for a crit item. So that's pretty ballsy. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I'm not Quinn main. I don't know why you would go Infinity Edge at that point. It would seem like maybe Dustblade might be a better choice there, but if she feels like, she's, oh, be careful, my friend. Ooh, that was close. If she feels like, she's just gonna get like loads more like gold in this game, she's gonna snowball and she can actually get use out of the crits and stuff. Then yeah, and it gives her a shit ton of burst, that's for sure. So not a bad choice overall. I mean, I think like with Graves, if it gives you AD, it's fine, and Quinn, yeah. You can't really go wrong with what the hell you buy on this girl. So anyway, let's skip here a little bit. 3 people dead on Quinn's team. That's not good. Only 1 from the enemy team. But she is patiently waiting to see if she can make a play. Now the red team should go for Baron here. She gets caught as well. She gets Quinn though. That's nice, but not going to do anything here. So that's unfortunate. Her team got caught. You could argue she backed up at a risky time there. You could argue that. I don't think she necessarily did back at a risky time, but her team got caught, so that kind of sucks. But this blows the game wide open to an extent. Red team were already on the back foot. Enemy team already on the back foot. But if they needed a lifeline into this game, you say Baron definitely is it. So she's gone for the rapid fire cannon here, and now she's bought a ruby crystal, which will probably build into, from my experience of seeing what she buys, that's most likely going to be a Sterax, but I'm not sure. We'll take a look and see if she completes it later on. Alright, so at this point in the game, when the enemy team has Baron, you don't really want to group up, you don't want to force fights, you just want to stall it out. A good way to stall out Baron is to rather than turtle really hard and let them come into you and then just try and like defend when they're coming into you. Instead, you just apply pressure in lanes. If you create your own pressure, as long as you don't force fights, you force the enemy team, you force the team with Baron to defend against you, and it kind of throws it all out of perspective a little bit. But that's a good way to defend, is by being, attack, but attack is the best defense, all that bullshit. Anyway, here she goes for another play. A bit risky here, can't dedicate too hard. It's very tanky Olaf and people are very nearby. Be careful, don't go too deep. All good though, definitely good amount of harass. Risky to go that aggressive, but she gets away with it. No worries. Stand in the redemption, you know better. Oh, come on. You can't do that. You can't do that. Oop, don't want to be tanking tower there, my friend. Going down here. Anything? You don't want to force these fights, and it's really hard to siege against Baron minions as well. I think these Jin traps are actually really smart. They're really good to stop this Quinn from, protecting the flanks with Jin traps against Quinn is actually really smart. Anyway, she's on the move again. Of course she is. She's always on the move. When she's face checking the enemy jungle, she pops her Edge of Night just in case someone like Thresh is nearby. That's a nice move to get over the wall, using your Volt onto the Krugs there. So pop your Edge of Night if you're face checking Fog of War, because you block an ability and chances are that might save your life. So against Thresh, I still think it's risky, but still no letting up for this girl. She's sitting here waiting. Someone will probably come here, pretty close to here at least, because this is a big super minion wave. And also from the enemy team's perspective, you probably don't expect someone to be sitting here, so you think you're safe here. So Olaf, probably not someone she wants to see, so she backs off. And there's not much for her to do. She might get the Skull Crab and then just keep up a little bit of farm. But I mean, now would be a decent time to recall, honestly, because you can see Misfortune also in spawn. But I don't know, maybe she's waiting for a certain amount of gold. What is she actually doing here? What's she going to do? Just going to keep farming? Oh, just going to keep farming and keep on at it. Alright, so she's found the Kha'Zix. Volt in. Just absolutely destroy him with burst. Almost finish him off. Not quite. Very close though. That was very, very close. But yeah, this meta does have a lot of damage, especially in the jungle right now. Greys, Kha'Zix, Quinn apparently. It's a lot of damage from the jungle. So you find like these guys find each other, and yeah. So she is building towards her Sterix here. She's rejoining the fight. She's got Edge of Night. Here we go. Oh, look at that damage, man. That's crazy. Insane damage right there. Here comes Singe. Nice fling. Let's see what Quinn can do. Yeah. All me, Quinn says in chat. All me. Nice. So she's playing this one quite patiently. She only throws out auto attacks in these team fights when she's already got... when someone else is already fighting her target, or when she's got a passive proc. She's so fast though. Holy shit. They do have one Cloud Dragon, but still you'd think one Cloud Dragon isn't that big. But still, again, Edge of Night when face checking. Let's see. I don't... they could go for a dive here. I don't think they'll dive him though. He's pretty tanky. Still 3 people alive in the enemy team as well. It might be a good idea just to try and backdoor that inhibitor, but I guess she doesn't feel like going for the backdoor plays. She does have a lot of crit and lethality in her build, which isn't really a like tower sieging build, because obviously you can't crit and you don't have any armor pen against towers. So alright, let's skip this shit here. Boring shit. Recalls, Edge of Night. Queen going for the Kha'Zix again, as she has this whole game, and she's finished the Sterix, so that's her full build. Alright, this is getting a little bit tedious here, just a little bit of dancing off. Oh, is a play going to happen? Maybe. She might be able to catch the Kha'Zix here. Nice. Beautiful. A crap ton of damage there. This could be good as well. If they get a good team fight here, they can end the game. Still playing it really, really passively. Staying as far away as possible. Just throwing out auto attacks, letting the front line do its job. Not diving in the back line necessarily. She could have probably flanked with her bird if she wanted to. That's probably game there as well, most likely. Yep, I can't skip forward anymore, which means the game's coming up here. So, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, boys and girls. I hope this taught you a little bit about Quinn Jungle. Just as a summary from my perspective, what I feel like I've learned from this game. In the early game, she doesn't force plays at all. If she knows where the enemy jungler is, she'll make a play on the other side of the map if she thinks it's an easy play, like the Singed onto the Olaf. But generally speaking, she didn't force things whatsoever. Very, very keen sense of the mini-map though, so she can, when she's running around the jungle in her ultimate, she can join plays really, really fast. So she's always keeping an eye on what's going down, so she can potentially join a play. That for me was the biggest stuff, is just like keeping your eyes peeled on the mini-map so that you can join plays when they happen. Using your combos for clearing, just using your, just like hitting shit, and then when people get close to you, you blind them so they don't hurt you. And then once you've thrown in your combo, weaving in your passive into your auto attack combos, and then using your Volt to get distance as well. Pretty standard stuff, I guess, but little things like that which will help improve your clear speeds. But outside of that, she often looked for plays. She didn't really get too many picks, but you did see her try and get picks, especially in that top side sitting in that bush. She did that more than once. But she was trying. She was always moving around in the enemy jungle, and that in itself does give her team information as to what the enemy team might be doing, what they might be up to, where they might be positioned. So that's useful just in itself. And then later on, as far as the game goes, when she has to group up, she groups up, and then she sits pretty far behind, honestly. She'll jump in when she feels like it's safe to jump in because her team's doing shit, and then when it's not, she just throws down auto attacks. Pretty standard stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the video, boys and girls. Let me know what you thought about this one down below in los comentos. Thanks a lot for watching, boys and girls. Have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever it is where you is from, and I will see you in my next video.